Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Clip It podcast, episode 32. Now, you're going to notice I'm a little bit to the left, right? Or I'm a little bit to one side, and that is because we have a special guest today. It's just going to be me and this wonderful person. So, yeah, we don't have Delicious, we don't have Agent Oink. They're both busy today, doing real life stuff. They're actually making a living and doing something that makes the world better while I'm sat here talking to a camera. But yeah, I hope you're doing very well. It's good to be here. It's exciting. This podcast is live recorded as always on my Twitch channel. Today is going to be available for everybody because it is a special, but normally we do these as a subscriber benefit. So if you do subscribe to the channel, you're not only helping me, but you're getting stuff like early access videos. I want to get into doing some contests potentially in the near future, Battlefield 2042 being the main subject coming up. But I'm super hyped for today. The special guest we have on is an absolute legend. I love him. He's been a streamer for, I want to say 4 months now, properly dead on, just amazing. He's been killing it recently. He is an absolute mad lad. You know what, thank you guys, everybody, for your support. It has been absolutely wonderful. Today we're just going to be chilling, we're going to be chatting. We've got a couple topics to talk about, a lot of stuff that I'm excited about, and stuff that's just going on in the world. So here we go.
I think I have the smallest cock in the history of Tarkov.
Oh, what?
Can you guys hear me alright at the moment?
Yeah.
I'm about to complete not one quest, not two quests, not three quests, but 4 whole quests. And I will still be miles behind all of you. But I do not care, brothers. For we, as one, have entered the Cone Zone. Let's do this. And then the Lord said unto Kebs, Brother, take these heathens.
Higher value than my life. Oh, to your left.
Oh my lord!
Oh my lord.
Oh! What the fuck?
The fuck?
Lennox, we need to get out, dude. Fucking fuck the meds off behind you, this side, on the other wall. Over here. Lennox, there. Put it in the butt, ASAP.
My clippers ran out of battery when I got to the back.
Like a diamond.
Shine bright like fucking
Mate, if you've got my fucking
Spawn Reaper Leviathan. Whoa, the fuck! Oh, fuck! What the gun? What have he done? No! Oh, what the fuck is that?
Biodiversity in this region is unusually low. Cause unknown.
What the fuck have you done? But is there a kill all button? Oh my god! What the fuck? Holy fucking Christ!
Right, I think those clips clearly show who we are getting onto the onto the podcast. It is the one and only, the man, the myth, the fucking DJ and legend himself, Keps. Hello, good sir. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, sir. Just getting a little bit of post-traumatic stress from that Subnautica video, not gonna lie.
Honestly, I played it once on a stream and the first hour was all right, but going when you have to go to the depth of 100 meters to get that bloody it's like kelp or whatever, the long grass. I was out of there, completely gone, just not having it. I can't do water. No, I can't do water or dark, and that's why Tarkov is a horror game to me, and I fucking hate it. Uh,
I've only just got past the dark stuff on Tarkov because I kind of have played so much of it now that I'm one with the screen. But the sea stuff, it still makes me shiver a little bit thinking about deep water. I'm getting really uncomfortable now. Oh,
yeah, no, I've heard good things about the second game they brought out, like
Below Zero.
Below Zero. That's it, because they added the ability to make like huge underground bases. But if you come across vehicles like that, enemies like that, did you spawn that in, by the way? Because I was just watching the clip when I rendered it. I was like, did people tell you to spawn that in? Because it seemed way too well timed.
Yeah, we were trying to sort of help me get over my fear of the deep, dark space that is the sea,
Yeah.
which wasn't really working. So spawned in a couple of like spaceships and things so I could explore and get used to being in the deep water. And then someone said spawn Reaper Leviathan, so I thought, okay, just it sounded like a spaceship to me.
Fair.
Little did I know that it was the terrifying monster that is. And it appeared on my screen, and I nearly wet myself, maybe.
Honestly, you wouldn't have known that you were underwater, but yeah, no, it's just, I'm glad I never got to that point in that game. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
think
if
if I'd come across one naturally, I would have died.
honestly, I think I remember seeing you. Didn't you play is it Outlast at one point recently?
Oh yeah, no, I would never recommend that to anyone, even if I really, really hated them. That is a horrible, horrible game.
Did you play it from the beginning?
Played right from the start, and was terrified in the car on the way over there to like the horrible place, whatever. I don't know what's it called.
The Asylum, is it?
The asylum. There we go. That's the word. Yeah. I should really know that word because I wouldn't be surprised if I could frequent it myself. But yeah, absolutely terrifying game. Incredible, incredible game in the sense of its production value.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah, it's a quality
Terrifying.
game.
Yeah.
I remember streaming that game. This is going back like 4 years now, 3 years ago. I don't know why. Like again, as mentioned, I'm terrified of the dark, and I decided to turn all my lights off, close my curtain, and just like put red LEDs on that I had on my desk or something. And it literally took me half an hour to get through that first window. Like you climb up the wall and you have to go into the room, and it's a pitch black room. I couldn't get in there. And then when I did, I would just run through the corridors with my eyes closed, which doesn't make good content, to be completely honest. That's my biggest problem is I can't actually do it for the content because it genuinely scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, there's a lot of games like that where Subnautica, for example, I played that purely because everyone wanted to see me shit my pants. I did not get any enjoyment out of that, but I could push through it for a while. With Outlast, it did just get to the point where I was like, this is just too much. I am so not enjoying myself. If you're playing a game like that, even if it is funny, it's just not worth it. The sense of doom you must have felt in that situation with the dark corridors, I wouldn't wish on anyone. I couldn't do it.
I struggle with jump scares. Like again, Tarkov. I love the game. I much prefer playing with people because like when you get shot at just out of the blue, like you're just vibing, looting, and then you get shot. That makes me jump. And so that's kind of like a thing that puts me off. When I'm vibing with people or watching a video, I'm chill.
Yeah.
But you can't really do that when streaming. Unfortunately, it's not really part of the the content, I guess. You don't want just some random YouTube video in the background. Though I could probably fix that if I am DJing halfway through, which is something you are phenomenal at while playing Tarkov. Watching you play Labs and just absolutely banging it out to just some like 80s prog or whatever you're listening to is genuinely the most entertaining thing I have ever seen on Twitch. Like, honest to God, just half the stuff you get up to on Tarkov is just the most amusing shit ever, honestly.
I think a lot of this kind of like, the DJing and whatnot is purely because I've accepted realistically, in the grand scheme of things, I'm never going to be a really, really good player. But actually, I can still have fun by doing what is quite weird shit. Like, I've kind of given up and accept that if I die, I die, which is not the point of the game, obviously. But in itself, it's how I still manage to have a giggle with it, particularly given what's going on at the moment with, a lot of the new games coming out, like New World. Have you seen Pestely's video? Him talking about him, being bored of Tarkov, not having enough content, and wanting to leave.
I haven't actually, but I have, like, again, being someone who used to make a lot more Tarkov content, it gets to a point where you're doing the same thing over and over again, and I can completely understand that problem.
Exactly. If you play the game as it's meant to be played, because of
Yeah.
whatever Battlestate games are doing at the moment, it does become boring. You can burn out really fast, which is why I do stupid things, and my voice cracks like this all the time when I'm doing it.
Oh, like, that is one of the biggest, I think one of the biggest problems with Tarkov is when it's what's the most recent update now? I can't remember. But it wasn't a massive update. There wasn't too much added. So and a lot of the stuff was late game as well. So you were doing the same things for hours and hours to just get to the new stuff they added, and it wasn't even that exciting, in my opinion, at least as an amateur Tarkov player. This update didn't feel too, I don't know, it felt too reserved, I think is a good way of putting it. The only reason I actually played it for a solid couple of weeks is because a bunch of my friends, actually the mods, Agent Oink, Delicious, and Universal Madness, for some reason all bought it, and we played it for a couple solid weeks. And that's, again, that's the problem with Tarkov. I can't play it solo. I envy people like you and Justin that can just, grind the game for hours on end but just by yourself. And again, you, as you said, you do mental shit, listening to music or doing your, recently you did your labs runs with just VPOs and Veppers, if I'm not wrong. Which I feel like I didn't see any of the labs runs, but a lot of the stuff coming up to that was quite entertaining. From what I saw,
We're trying to entertain ourselves with it, really. I think
Yeah.
even Justin's the same. When I say this one, I couldn't speak for sure, but because we're streaming, we still are kind of playing with other people. On the rare occasions I do now play Tarkov off stream, it is with other people. It's not by myself. I'm exactly like you. It's a bit too much to play it solo and to grind it all the time. But trying to at least have a little bit of fun with it makes it playable now. That's kind of the only thing we've been able to do now, really, short of sweat for hours on end in silence. But again, even though, like you said, it's not fun for yourself and it's not fun for people to watch, it's possible,
but it's not just Tarkov that you stream. You stream all sorts. I don't know if you you mentioned New World. I don't know if you've actually purchased the game or have any interest in getting it. One of our wonderful people that are in chat, both in yours and mine and Justin's, and is always there, supportive, Top Shagger, came into my stream the other day and said we were talking about New World, and I think she mentioned that you were thinking about getting it or thinking about it at some point.
yeah, I mean, I already own it.
Okay,
I
interesting.
I was going to play it off launch, but I've recently found this love for Tarkov, so I didn't want to get involved in it. But also, I was a bit thing that concerns me. Obviously, Tarkov is something I still do enjoy, even if it is a bit of a potentially dying game. Unsure if that is a fair statement right now, but given what's going on in the streaming community, it's a bit of a worry. I don't want to contribute to that as well
Yeah,
by pulling away from it.
that's completely understandable. I think the problem with Tarkov, and it happens every single wipe, is it's like your late game. It just every a couple months in, every update it gets hyped up for that update for a couple months, if it's lucky, 6 months to a year, depending on how long the next update is going to be. But this update kind of came out at a bad time for Tarkov because New World came out, which is another great streaming game, especially in this topic we're talking about. It's great for streaming because it's a game that has some really action moments, but then a good portion of the time, like Tarkov, is just you chatting with your chat, having fun. You're able to do other things. You're not dedicated to core gameplay. But you've also got the
Absolutely,
new.
it's fun as well. It's a
Yeah.
really fun game. I don't know if you played MMOs when you were younger at all, but I played things like Lord of the Rings Online, World of Warcraft, and it's like that, a little bit different. And again, you're not tied into that whole monthly subscription-based gameplay, which is a killer for so much.
That's
You buy it once and that's done.
That is true, and I've heard a lot of people are really. It's given them that I never got into RuneScape, but a lot of people I've heard have got that. It's itched that RuneScape need in their life, which
Well,
is
yeah, it's kind of the Minecraft nostalgia we're talking about. I think the last time I was playing with you, coming back from school, you're in your school uniform, you've gone to the shop, you bought a couple of energy drinks or some sweets or something, gonna go join all the boys, play some RuneScape, play some Minecraft, play some Modern Warfare 2 on the Xbox. New World's kind of got that feeling, and
Yeah.
because it is massive, you can be running around, bump into someone you know, or bump into someone that's watching you at the same time. That's always a laugh. Have you played it yourself yet?
I haven't had a chance though. My girlfriend loves those sort of games, where you make a character, you level up. She's huge into Red Dead at the moment. And I told her about it, and she seems some interest. So, if she wants to get it, that would definitely be more motivation for me. At the moment, I'm very more interested in very more. That's a great sentence. I'm more interested in the new Battlefield. That's really hit my. What can I say here? That's not too bad.
Prostate? I mean, Spot?
I was going to say G-spot, but there we go. It's really like hit me in a space where I'm really motivated to make content for it. That's one of the things that's really hit me well. And like I don't know if you're aware of the game Squad. That's come back
Yeah,
into
never
my
played
life.
it. No, it's come back. Yeah, well, what's your view on Squad? Because I've always liked the sound of it and liked the clips of the gameplay, but apparently it's become a very toxic game, could I say?
I wouldn't say toxic. The only toxic moment I've had recently was I was playing a game. Someone was talking shit in the chat, and so two people proceeded to get a Humvee and just run him over and sit on him, and he had nothing he could do. He was stuck under that Humvee until they moved. I wouldn't say that was toxicity. That was just him talking shit and people who tried to get him kicked eventually because he was saying some offensive stuff. Like it's not as bad as I've seen. I like it. I don't know. It is a milsim game, so there is a lot of downtime. You're not always in action. I guess if you like, Tarkov, it's a very similar game in that aspect actually.
Yeah.
I think the reason it kind of hits me in a soft spot is because I played it since the Kickstarter, so back in 2016.
Oh, right, okay.
2015. And it kind of, again, talking about content, it was one of those things that just did really well on my channel, so I've enjoyed it ever since, and just played ever since its release, more or less. But I enjoy it. It is a good game. It's a great milsim. It runs really well. It looks great. The community is really nice. I used to be in a competitive team called 20R, and they were lovely. They had rules. You had to be there at certain times. You had to be like in it twice a week or something like that. You have to go to training every now and then. And we used to do something called CCFN, which was Community Fight Night, which was really fun. You would get 20 teams together, or however many squads you could have in a game. And it was just a organized huge battle, and it was so much fun because it wasn't that chaos of just joining a server. It was organized. There was actual squads going around doing proper stuff, and it was streamed. So there's 2 highlights on my channel. I do need to download the clips of just me leading the squad up a staircase as there's someone in third person just like camming around just watching us. It's one of it's those moments. It's just like, wow, that's me on this stream. It was wonderful. But no, for a game, I think it's good. If you like milsims, it is a great milsim. Or if you just want a game that you can just go and fuck about in, it's a big open world shooter. You can't really argue. If you want more unlimited playground, Arma 3 is probably your game you want to play, personally. But that's not for everybody, is it? There are servers on there. It's proper milsim, yeah. But Atlas Life on there is so much fun. Just like it's basically just GTA GTA RP, GTA 5 RP. You just do drug runs is what I used to do on there.
Yeah, I always end up getting when they have drug servers or gang servers, things like that. What I end up doing is just like making a meth lab somewhere in the middle of a forest, just like running around like I'm the meth dealer of the server, and then everyone's like, "Dude, you're supposed to be doing other things." I'm like, "Nope, just the
Yeah.
meth dealing." Cool. Yep.
I saw
That's
you
me.
actually. How is GTA 5 RP going? Are you interested in that, or is it just something you just fuck about in every now and then?
Yeah, I had a really bad experience on what was supposed to be a fantastic server, and it's kind of put me off. For exactly the reason that you said or contrary to the reason you said before, when talking about squad, that feeling of joining a random server and it's just chaos. No
Mm.
one knows what they're doing, and there's just people running around shooting everyone and shit. For an RP game, I'm not a massive RPer. I haven't done a huge amount of it, but when I do it, I take it really, really seriously.
Mm.
Like stupid serious. Even if being stupid serious means I adopt some bizarre idiot character. Um, it can be really hard to find a place where people are actually doing RP correctly, or not even correctly. Correctly is the wrong term, but they're taking it seriously. I like to be as if I'm RPing, I want it to be like we're acting in a show, even if I'm being an absolute fool. People can sometimes miss that vibe, so I'm a bit unsure about GTA RP.
That's understandable. Actually, I did want to talk about this. I don't. You don't. We don't have to, obviously. But that kind
Go
of
for
does
it.
come into a point talking about chaos. I wanted to mention, obviously, one of the things I'm interested in seeing come into Tarkov is VoIP, the ability to talk to people in game, which I'm
Yes.
50-50 for. I think how the game currently is well, not having VoIP in the game, it does well enough, but I think it would be funny for certain moments, and will definitely, help with engagements or actually making friends somewhat, but or having those friendly moments, just randomly running up to someone and then like being like, "Don't shoot, I've got nothing," sort of problem. But the problem with that when it comes to streamers, and this is a game that doesn't even have VoIP at the moment, but one of your good friends recently got banned because of someone being salty on Tarkov,
Yeah.
which was
Um,
just a ridiculous moment. Uh,
nice.
and
It's a concern for sure.
yeah, the fact that it can happen. I was talking about this on my stream the other day. Actually, I can understand Twitch's side of the story, why they would ban him, because technically it's your channel, you should be moderating it. He didn't have the control, it's not his fault, but at the same time, under Twitch's legislation, they would argue, well, you should be moderating this, you should have had blacklisted words or a mod to stop him doing that. Obviously not everybody has that sort of forethought, or you never expect that to ever happen on a channel.
Oh, of
You
course.
never expect someone to come in and do something like that, because well, why would you? You just don't. But at the same time, it was just an unfortunate thing that should have just never happened. I can like it was, he's done the best he can out of it. Streaming over on Trovo for the week, which was wonderful. He kept doing what he loves. And then when he came back, he's still keeping up the great work he does. Luckily, he has his channel, which is ideal. But the fact that someone just could get away with that is ridiculous. I heard that the guy that did it got banned, which I'm really happy to hear. I'm curious under what. I'm just curious why that was why Twitch banned him.
Yeah, the
'Cause-
thing I don't understand the whole scenario really. I mean, I didn't even know it had happened until the next day.
Yeah.
Because I'd fallen asleep whilst watching his stream on the evening it happened. So when people came to my channel the next day, they said, "Oh, how was your evening?" I said, "Oh yeah, I've been watching Justin's stream," and they'd be going, "Oh, really? You were watching Justin's stream, were you?" Kappa faces and stuff. I was sat there going, "Oh, what's going on here? What's happening?" Found out what had happened, and I did think that is just exactly like you say. It's completely unfortunate, bad luck. I can understand completely Twitch's standpoint again. And I think that's probably where they're coming from. It's easier to just have a blanket ban on all kind of situations like that, just in case they're ever liable. It's unfortunate and unfair on the streamer, and anyone who might ever come into a situation like that. But from Twitch's standpoint, they've probably got to look after themselves. Not that I'm saying I think it's justified or fair. I think it's completely unreasonable that it got even. I think even a day-long ban would have been stupid.
Well, like
It's,
the thing that just confuses me on it is the fact that he got banned. But if it's what I've heard is right, the guy that did it got banned. Surely Twitch would have gone, okay, well, we've banned the guy that did it. We see that he did an offensive thing. We've banned him for that. We're then going to unban the person, the victim. But they didn't. You know, Justin was
Yeah.
the victim in the matter. But I guess, you know, as you said, or as I said, you know, they just want to make sure that nobody can be like they can't get in the wrong for what's happened. Even though he's a very small channel, it's very unlikely Twitch are going to get in trouble for that.
it just yeah, it's
It's one of those, like, if it happened to Ninja, I can understand why they would ban Ninja and the user, because that can make, no offense to Justin, but that could make news, you know, that could go into the mainstream
no,
media.
of course. I think Justin's a channel with like the average 30 viewers rather than
Yeah.
Ninja being like thousands of thousands. It makes perfect sense. But I think there was a point of contention in the mix about whether or not he had actually repeated what the
Okay.
the user had used like TTS to get the automated voice, that bloody Brian bastard, to say something. I think they weren't sure as to whether or not he'd done it, but Justin might have repeated the word back. Obviously not maliciously.
No,
It wouldn't
yeah.
have been that case.
Again,
But
context matters.
yeah, completely. How do I put it? It's I tell you what, one time in school, I got in a fight with a kid in my class. Saying a fight is probably unfair. I got battered by some kid in my class
Right.
because I was being sarky. I was being a knob, being really rude to him. He deserved it in fairness, but that's a whole other story. Because of that, even though I got absolutely brutally battered and the kid threw a table at me, we both got called to our head teacher's office and he excluded us both for 2 days.
Right.
And I just couldn't believe how unfair it was. Because I was thinking, I didn't do anything. I just got attacked in the middle of the classroom for being a little bit rude. He was just like, look, if I don't get you in trouble as well, all that happens is it sets a precedent for the rest of the students that fighting is okay.
Mm.
Kind of doesn't really, but you could see the rough point he was making, and I am assuming that's where Twitch would stand as well. They'd go, look, you've repeated that word back, or you've allowed it to happen, even if it wasn't really your fault. If we allow you to get away with it, it could allow that kind of thing to go on, and especially with the current hate raids and all that sort of stuff.
Have you seen the new one that's going on? The new it's a smaller type of hate raid, but there's a newer not hate raid per se, but a newer malicious thing users have been doing that I've seen. Obviously, this was a thing back in the day. I'm not too educated on this original one, but there was a thing where if you use the LGBTQ plus tag, people would go into your streams and, say quite vulgar things related to that topic because they would just go to the tag and just find streamers. And a recent thing that I've seen on Reddit and Twitter is happening to people who use the veteran tag, and they will just go into a stream and just follow with these bot accounts vulgar names related to veterans that quite commonly happens. I'm not going to name any of them, but it happens to a lot of veterans in life. It's just ridiculous. It's not trying to get the person banned, but just trying to be malicious to said person. It's not trying to affect their Twitch account, which some hate raids do, but it is literally just a hate crime in a way. It is just trying to hurt this user, which I don't think is fair. I can understand people trying to get your account banned because they think it's funny, but when you're trying to actively hurt someone in a way that can be quite devastating, I think that is that's just not fair on the user.
Agreed. It's really, really low and
Yeah.
terrible behaviour, I think. For the fact that, especially with the veterans, or I was looking into the HOS raids originally, the hate raids, to try and find out what was going on. I'd seen all the bot accounts, but didn't know these hate raids were a thing. But they were particularly targeting LGBTQ and African American or Black streamers. So with those kind of tags on, just writing KKK messages and things. Sorry, I don't know if I can actually say that
Yeah,
word.
no, don't worry.
but,
Yeah, in context, it's fine.
Yeah. you just think why would you go out of your way to be that upsetting to someone? Why would you try and hurt someone like that? I've given up on trying to understand it myself because I just can't.
If
I
I'm not wrong, the hate raids and the Hoss thing was different, weren't it? I think the Hoss was more. I could be wrong. I swear the Hoss was accounts that would, like some of them would be like there was a lot of accounts going around where if you clicked on them, it would get your IP, and other ones would do like get other more information off you if you clicked on their account, and those were the ones that people really wanted you to make sure you wouldn't click and ban. And I think that could be related to Hoss. If I'm not wrong, yeah, the Hoss and the hate raids was just silly. And as much as I love the tags on Twitch, it makes it easier for people to be targeted, because they are so like the adding specified tags is wonderful because you can then identify yourself on Twitch, which is wonderful, but it does
oh, it
make
can
it
make bullying
easier.
easier.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. It is unfair. But I never understood, like, the one thing I never understood was follow botting. I got follower botted a year ago for 7,000 followers. Why? I don't know. If I that just surprised me because that was such a big number. I'd heard of people getting follower botted a couple hundred. I'd never heard of someone at like a small channel like mine at the time, which was like 100 followers, get follow botted 7K. That just surprised me
Yeah.
because
No, I've had sprees like that, or like 20, 50 accounts suddenly
yeah,
follow you, and they're all called followers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or whatever, something
creative.
like that. Yeah. Justin and I got hit both when we were starting streaming Tarkov. Actually, we were getting view botted at one point. We're not 100% sure. Excuse me, so I've got the hiccups.
Don't worry.
Yeah, we were getting view botted, so we would suddenly jump from I don't know 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 around that time to 54. They'd leave my channel, go to his, so they go to we'd have a little bit of a brief gap, and we just couldn't understand what. No one was advertising a service. These accounts didn't have names, or they weren't commenting things to let us know where we could buy followers, or they weren't trying to do anything malicious. They would just join, watch in silence, and leave, and it wouldn't impact on the channel at all. It was something very bizarre. Those are the ones I really don't understand. Despite not understanding why you would try and abuse someone on the internet, I can at least understand that making a bot to go and abuse someone. You
Yeah.
don't like what they do, you don't like them, so you make a bot to abuse them, even if I think it's wrong. I can understand that. This was just fruitless. Didn't help me, didn't help them. Might have helped them, but if they did, any idea what it could have done?
Yeah, I don't know because I was like we've spoken about this on the podcast before, and I've spoken to it many times to Agent Oink and Delicious. Is like Agent Oink brings up the good point of like if this happens to big streamers constantly, they get follower botted and view botted constantly, but they're at a point where they're making money with their actual followers that it makes shit all of the difference. They're not trying to hit goals to make partner or hit other partnerships with other things. It makes shit all of the difference to them. So that's just a waste of time. But yeah, now that we're talking about this, I have not seen a bot come into my channel once for like a good 2 or 3 months that have advertised like get famous fast. As far as I'm aware, no, I haven't. I genuinely can't think of the last time that's happened to me.
They've definitely slowed down for me, I'll
Yeah.
tell you that, yeah. Oh, yeah, I hadn't even thought about that.
Twitch
I was
has
getting them
done-
sort of, I don't know, 10, 15 times a day at one point.
Twitch have been doing really well recently. Like, I don't know if you've seen. Actually, this is going to be a cool topic because I'm genuinely curious what you've been saying on it. But like, they're adding so much more stuff. I don't know if you saw when Agent Oink gifted the follow, but like, it had that cool heart emojis on it. Like, they're trying to make subscribers, the subscribe like look more cool. There's a test going out where it gives you a fun fact, like you've been subbed for this many days, or you're this days away from, hitting 6 years subbed, which is nice. It's just extra stuff for the user when they sub. It's just cool for the viewer. I think it's nice that Twitch are trying new stuff, and they're definitely doing a lot more in recent times. A lot more. They recently hired someone. They've recently hired 2 people, if I'm not wrong, and they've just been absolutely banging out so many new features. But one of them that's rumored, it's not confirmed. It's only rumored because we don't know if it's we haven't heard from Twitch themselves. But there's a rumor that they may be adding paid boosting to streamers.
I did read into that, yeah. So kind of like promoting your page to the front page or something like
Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah.
the rumored image they showed was if you paid $1, you would your account would be shown to 1,000 viewers. And that's had a lot of controversy, even though it's not confirmed. That's had a lot of controversy. I'm curious on your take on the matter, personally.
I'm amazed they haven't done it sooner, and I personally see nothing wrong with it. Given that, as much as this is a site where you can come and stream to make friends or, have a small community or whatever the case, it is also a platform where you can build a business out of it, and people invest stupid amounts of money into marketing and things outside of Twitch, paying video editors, paying graphic artists, paying social media managers, having an esports team, this, that, and the other, all that shite in between. This just seems like something that is part of that, and really does confuse me as to why they haven't added it sooner. I've got access to the. Have you seen there's part of this you'll be able to sort of add community boosts, so you can build up a community challenge or something.
Yes, I haven't had access to that yet, which is a little upsetting, but I'm glad you have. I'm glad that's the
Yeah.
first person I know that's had that.
I haven't used it at all. I just noticed it the other day and thought, oh, I'll read up on this. But people can obviously, I think you understand.
Yeah, you use
I've
your
read it.
channel points, don't you? It's a set one because it's community goals normally are things that you make, so you set how many
Yeah.
channel points people put into it. But the boost one, I think it's set dependent on your channel size. And then you just activate it and people just put their channel points into it, and if you hit it you get boosted, you're put onto the main page,
Yeah.
or you're high on the algorithm when it comes to searches, if I'm not wrong. Again, it's all very dependent on your channel from when I read it. I don't know if they've changed that since, because I read it like 4 months ago. But yeah, that was
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool thing. Very much like I agree with you on this whole paid one. People are reason people are wide is it's like, well, does the money go to Twitch or does it get split like subscriptions, or is it just all go to Twitch? Are they making Twitch pay to win? Is all the memes I've been seeing. But I agree, like as a small streamer, just getting your name out there is the hardest part, because it's just people's retention is the hardest part. Is getting people come back. You can get 100 people come to your channel, but the likelihood of them all coming back is lower than my ego. So
Well said.
but I agree with it. It depends on how they do it. I like it. It's obviously like you're not paying for the viewers. It's your community helping you out. Maybe I'll get in trouble for saying that, but my personal opinion on it is it depends on who it goes to. I think it should concentrate on small to medium content creators who stream a certain amount of hours a week, because then they're the users who are actually streaming and deserve it, in my opinion, or not entitled, but have earned it. If it just goes to someone who streams once a week for 1 hour on a PlayStation.
So is this the paid boosting?
The paid
type
boosting,
stuff?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
even to the channel boosting as well. But if it goes to if they allow it on partnered channels, what's the point of that? You're literally just trying to get more money for yourself. There's no point giving it to Tim the Tatman, because it's not like he doesn't need more views or more users.
Yeah, the way I looked at it was, it's a great way to promote your channel out to the masses, but actually, if it means that the biggest streamers can do that too,
Yeah,
when they're already being promoted to everyone anyway,
it's
that does really defeat the object. Actually, if I was going to pay for a boost, but then whilst everyone else is paying for boosts, so next to me you've got Shroud, who's going to click 40 viewers over 10,000. In likelihood, the 10,000 viewer one is probably more interesting to watch. Just by looking at it.
Yeah, he has the viewers. It probably means he's entertaining.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
how people look at it.
If you didn't know who he was, that's what you'd look at. Or at least that's what shallow me looks at when I look at the channels to watch. Yeah, like you say though, it really is the hardest part about this is getting your name out there.
Hmm.
I don't suppose you've ever looked at a category of games and then looked from low to high viewers.
I do actually.
Um,
Yeah, it's interesting to. I
yeah,
like looking
it's
at new and small streamers because it's one, it's great inspiration, um, but also it's networking. Networking is a huge part of being uh of growing a channel or a community or whatever. Networking, meeting new people, streaming with them, making friends with them. One of the most important parts if you're wanting to grow a channel. So yeah, going through to small people is great. I'll let you carry on anyway. It seemed like you had a
yeah.
good point to go off.
No, no, I know what you mean. It's I found quite a few fantastic streamers out through that. It's just more when it's a really, really big game and there's a lot of viewership for it. The sheer amount of channels that have 0 or 1 viewer,
Hmm.
I was absolutely shocked at how many there were. Because thankfully for myself, I got a bit of a lucky break by knowing someone who was quite big on Twitch. So they
Okay.
were really helpful in helping me to find a small viewer base, and then from there it starts to grow naturally as you've experienced.
Hmm.
It's the being in that category where no one watches you, no one knows you, you have no way of getting that out there without some kind of paid promotion. If you could have access to boost your channel if you don't have any friends or you're not part of any Discord communities, that could be a lifeline for some people, and could really help Twitch in the long run as well, which is what I don't understand. It confuses me as to why they've not done it before. I don't know if I've waffled and confused there.
No, no, I completely agree with that because not everybody has access to the person like to someone who's got somewhat of a community, a growing on Twitch that can help them. Um, like what you said, I think a lot of people have had this same step as you, where they've known someone that's popular on Twitch. They've had a little helping hand like yourself. You got a little small growing, but they don't know how to capitalize. I guess that is the right word. Capitalize off it. You know, you. I don't know. I'm assuming this is that friendly guy. Um,
Yeah, no, completely.
okay, yeah, he's a lovely guy. I love him. Um, but he helped you grow a little bit of a community, but you then yourself built that up, and you have become who you are now, and you are still growing to this day. Uh, you haven't just let it slide. I think is a better way of putting it. You haven't just had that potential and then just let it slide away. You've actually built off it and made something yourself. Yes, you had a little bit of a boost, but that's irrelevant because, in my opinion, if you're a big streamer, you sharing is caring, as they taught you in primary
Absolutely.
school. It's like there's someone on Twitter called Sack Bussy, beautiful name. He's
Sack
yeah,
Bussy.
I highly recommend follow him if you have Twitter because he's the one I always find out all my Twitch news about. He always talks about Twitch news, what they're adding, what they're changing, all of the stuff like that. But he put out a tweet. Nobody's gonna follow him now because of his name, Zach Bussy.
Oh, I'm following him just for the name. You best believe it.
But he put out a tweet saying that if you've got a big community, if you've got the goods, you might as well share them. And I personally agree with that because, in my opinion, I don't know if I ever became big, maybe I will change my mind. But like, if you're Tim the Tap Man, and then when you finish your stream, you then go and raid, I don't know, like I don't even know if Ninja's on Twitch at the moment, but that's the only name I can think of. What's the point of that? I feel like you should be raiding medium to small streamers, small questionable, medium streamers, because you've got a community. You might as well share it because what wrong can go there? If it's a medium streamer, they've got like this was the point I was going to mention actually before I even get into this is it kind of goes into what happened with Justin, and I'm hoping he's actually learned from this. Is one of the big worries with me personally when it comes to the boosting on Twitch is if you give it to a small channel that streams a couple times a week, couple hours a day, someone who I think's earned it, they may not have the moderation there. So when they get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people seeing their channel, and let's say 100 of them come in, they may not have the moderation to stop people being offensive. They may not have the moderation to stop getting raided, hate raided. And that's not their fault. You know, they just streaming as a hobby. They didn't think this is going to become something big. They didn't think that 600 people are going to come in, estimate 600 people come in and just absolutely, I don't know, blare out chat to a point where they're overwhelmed. I think like the biggest problem is just making sure, I don't know, it's partially on Twitch's end. They need to make sure that they've got the moderation tools so that it's safe for someone to be promoted, but at the same time the person needs to understand that, you know, like I think a great example actually is something that happened to you last month in your Discord.
Oh yeah.
That was something you know you never think would happen, but you had the moderation tools after a little bit of time to fix the issue, and that was something you learned from. But if that happened to you with 10 people, God knows what would have happened.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's just making sure that the user like I don't know. It's like if Tim the Tatman came in and raided us right now, I feel safe that I've got the mods, I've got the moderation tools that I know that 10,000 people, you know, a small percentage of them are going to say some dodgy stuff and a couple of them are going to do some shitty stuff. But I know I've got the moderation tools that they can't get me in a state where I'm banned. But not everybody has that.
Yeah.
And
I think it's a learning curve, like you're saying. Something happens and you do have to learn from it. The problem is how much time do you have to learn from it, or how much damage can it do before you have the chance to learn and rectify it?
Luckily,
is that kind of what you're saying?
Luckily in your case it was your Discord, so it was a small enclosed community that everybody knew each other. Everybody didn't give a shit. That they knew that what that person was doing was him just being a dick. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't any of your mods' fault. But like, if you had that happen in your stream and you just had the wrong moment at the wrong time, potentially he clipped it, or, you know, Twitch mods do just go around every now and then. You just had the wrong moment at the wrong time. You could have possibly had a worse outcome from that. Luckily, again, it was in a small enclosed Discord. It was him just trying to be funny, in his mind, and he didn't cause any real damage. You just had to restart your Discord more or less. So
no, it's it is a concern massively, and I still think with the big hate raids, the way I've looked at it is there's nothing you can do about it. If someone raids you with 10,000 bots all slamming loads of offensive things, you shut the stream down. You don't have anything else you can do. With some of the smaller things and just some abusive comments and things. Oh, and Toby's appeared.
yeah,
Toby.
wonderful.
Yeah, it's the case of making sure you're protected on that front. I don't know quite how Twitch can push that to people. Maybe saying, right, before you do this, you've got to read this little book that you're not going to read.
Oh, like affiliation. Obviously, nobody wants to read the small print, but like add in, like I don't know if you've seen what they've done with the. They've recently added more moderation. So, if like followers have to be email verified and mobile verified, you can now have that as something that's acceptable, like something that they have to do. They have literally a button on their settings where it's like Twitch minimal recommendation, which I think it makes it so they have to be mobile verified but not email verified. I don't know, I haven't looked into it, but I've just set that because, you know, it's just a good back end to make sure that you don't get bots just following you. It's a great way to stop follower bots, but it doesn't help with hate rate, which is it's a topic that's just difficult because nobody knows how to fix it. I think the most creative way I've seen is someone on TikTok has made a command on their stream deck where when they get follower botted, when they get hate raided, it mutes chat, plays an advert so they make money off all the bots, which is just ideal. And then it creates a clip, reports that clip, opens chat back up, and then something else. You know, it's a panic button. When it happens, you know, you make a bit of money and you stop chat being absolutely spammed to hell. And it turns off the alerts as well, because when I got follower botted, I had the alerts going off for like a good 2 hours, because 7k channels is quite a lot. Like I literally did a stream of 4 hours. I didn't have the alerts on for the entire time after that because I just couldn't. So
I couldn't even dream of that. I wouldn't even want to dream of that if I heard my penis is coming out on stream 7,000 times in
That's a
space of an
fucking
hour.
beautiful. Actually, what are you gonna do something when you hit a K? Because I think that's gonna happen way before the end of the year. I think next month you could possibly hit a K.
Yeah, we wanted to do not so much for a K. I feel like I should do something, but because I feel like I should, that's why I don't want to.
Fair.
I want to do something for 1,269 because that was the amount of money we made on the charity stream, where I shaved the moustache off. And that is kind of a mark for me. I don't know. I've never not really thought too much about it, to be honest.
You don't have
Maybe I'll
to.
shave my head bald again. I don't know. Shave an eyebrow. Yeah, I don't know.
Wait,
No, but I feel
what's-
like you should celebrate it. That kind of stuff. There's a thing I'm going to do soon. A guy I watch called Melge. He's absolutely brilliant, fantastic streamer. I think you'd really like him, actually. I'll have to send you his details. He has a label printer. So anytime someone subscribes or resubscribes or follows, it prints out a little label saying, oh, Tactical TV has subscribed for 4 months. Thank you so much, Tactical, or whatever. And he makes a scrapbook.
Oh,
So it's just a way of actually remembering that kind of stuff and remembering the journey you've been on, because it's really easy to forget. I bet. I mean, thinking back to when you first started streaming, can you pinpoint the followers you got in the first week?
nope.
You,
Because
you
that
may
was
well be able to, but
5 years ago.
exactly. It's I'd love to know who my first few followers were, and I'm sure I could find that out. But to remember kind of quickly, it would be amazing.
I don't know if
it-
you VIP users, but I highly recommend that. Long-standing ones or some of the originals that you are aware of, I recommend VIP in them because then they're always known. Because VIP is a role that nobody can get, nobody can give but you. Mods can't even give it to people. And it's just a nice little role. I use it as people who have either been in there for longer than a year, are here more consistently, like more or less every single stream, or the originals that I'm still aware of.
Yeah. No, I operate the same way. There's a couple of people who come in once in a blue moon. Like really, I never see them. When they do come in, I'm like, they were here the first week I was, affiliate or whatever, and they were here all the time. They're really supportive. It's the community that makes it at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Your community's like, again, when I'm in your chat, they're not spamming it. They're funny. They're edging you on to do stupid shit in Tarkov, or shave half your face off. Apparently, literally every time I'm in there and you mention a razor, or literally half your chat's like shave half your eyebrow off, which is, let's say this now. When you get to 10K, both eyebrows are coming off.
All right.
Because
I'll say it now. Yeah, there we go.
My
Okay,
thing is,
cool.
and I'm still standing to this. This was said last year. If I get to 500 subs on Twitch, I am wearing a maid outfit for a solid week.
Oh, that's my wank material sorted for a year. Brilliant. Let's get Tactical for 500 subs for the maid outfit, please. There we go.
Genuinely. Like, it was just, I'll wear a maid outfit, but I'm like, you know what? Why not? Let's do it for the entire week. I'm not going to take it off. I'll do an entire week stream. Just fuck it. Why not?
It's things like that. I love stuff like that. I don't know. It's not like a major thing. You just wear an outfit, but it's more because you're doing it like I'm doing it as a thank you for you guys being here in a way. And that's the kind of thing that big channels raiding medium, smaller channels. You've got to give back at some point.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we couldn't do this if it wasn't for the people who watch. We wouldn't do it, I don't think.
I think it is understanding who you're raiding as well. Like, I think it is making friends with them before you even raid them. I think is, well, not making friends, but like understanding who they are before you even raid them is more important, because it's mentioned, like, if you just go and raid some random 12-year-old that you're not aware is a 12-year-old, that could completely overwhelm them and they'll never stream again. Which I've heard has happened a couple times. Because chat can just get overwhelmed. I guess it is very dependent on your chat as well. Like, again, I always mention Agent Oink. He said that he would never. Actually, a lot of people I know say they wouldn't ever want to chat like XQCs, which is just spammed with remotes.
Agreed.
I can understand that, but at the same time, if you're at that point in your life where you're got like 1,000 people watching, your chat's gonna be spammed anyway. It's not spammed, but it's just gonna be chat messages flying through. You just have to pick the ones you can. But at that rate, it's more literally you saying someone's message makes their day because you are a celeb to them, or you're this important person. So saying their name, let alone saying their message, completely makes their day, which in my mind is just something I would dream of. Just, being able to say a simple sentence and I've made that kid's life just sounds like a dream come true,
Oh, absolutely. And I think that those streamers forget they have that power.
Yeah.
Because it's so, it's so nonchalant. All you're doing is reading a community. I'm reading a message now in the chat. All you're doing is reading a message. That is such a minor thing to do. You've been doing it for the whole time you've been on Twitch, but because you have that following, you can make someone's day. Or I don't know, like you were saying about the raids. I like to raid streamers I know who are sort of have much smaller communities, but I do know them. I like to know them because, how do I put it? I had a stream. Actually, this stepping stone I had that I was talking about before was a raid from TFG. And
Is
it
that the
absolutely
one-
made my night, made my week. Yeah, with the whole
You
Hans
put the
Zimmer
hat
speech.
on, and then you had the entire speech, which I remember speaking to you. I think it was the night after, either in your chat or I was just casually talking to you on Discord. I don't know. And I watched that clip, and it was genuinely like, it touched you, not inappropriately. But
I know what you mean.
but it was a beautiful moment. No, you made it a beautiful moment. It's right. It wasn't just a raid. You made something out of it.
No, granted, I completely capitalised on it, and I had a lot of fun doing it. It was more just that, going from having 1, 2, 3, 4 people in your channel to suddenly having 90, just like it's a shit pants moment for
Yeah.
everyone. Once had a raid from Glorious E with 900 people in it. I nearly literally did piss my pants. Like, I'm not even joking. I did not know what to do at all. Doing that kind of thing and making use of that, that really did make my week. And if you can do that every single day you're on stream, that's a win. If you've got that following, if you can make someone's day like that with such a minor action, you should do it all the time. It might be selfish in a way to say it, but being kind to other people makes you feel good. If that's not a reason to do it, then I don't know what is.
I think that's not selfish at all. I think that's a genuine thing. Being kind, having the power to make someone's day like that is genuinely something I think people love. There are people who don't, and we don't speak about them. But there are people that, I would say the majority of people love that. You rating someone with 10, viewers will make someone's day, or does make someone's day, may I say. Genuinely, it's having that power is weird. It's not everybody can have that power, and it feels like there's a 1% on Twitch that just live in their own. It's literally just a government. I shouldn't say that, but they literally just live in their own little world where they just raid each other, and they don't talk to anybody that is under the 1% at all.
There's a comment about Mean Girls in the chat earlier. They are the Mean Girls of Twitch.
Yeah.
That community. Yeah, I'm sure everyone's aware of which community that probably is, but yeah. I don't understand why you would make it such a closed gates thing. It's letting people in just for a little bit can be such a fantastic thing to do.
I can understand, because obviously they don't want to lose out on money. It is just a capitalist problem, as everything is in the world. Because if they lose out on viewers, then they're losing out on subs. If they lose out on subs, they lose out on sponsorships. If they lose out on sponsorships, they don't have their Lamborghini for a month. It's one of those just problems where if they can't bathe in their own fucking bathwater, they just cry for a week. It's. I genuinely, going back to where we started, I am genuinely interested to see if this whole pay to boost channels comes out, and if it does, what channels get it, like what channels are they aiming at to get it, I'm genuinely curious to see you use your boost channel. I think that would be an interesting thing to just test. Bathwater will come into the channel soon, don't worry.
Mhm.
I think that would just be interesting to see what happens, because it's another stepping stone that can really help you move on, and just help your channel grow and find, new lease of life. But I think one thing you've really done is just you've become great friends with people in a community. Tarkov has got a nice close knit community. Everybody loves each other somewhat, and you've become a name in it, which has done you fantastically. And having those contacts, having those friends really does help.
I think that what you
I-
say about it being a small, tight knit community is also the joy of it.
Yeah.
How do I put it? I wasn't aware of the term networking. Oh, sorry, I was aware of the term networking, obviously, but not really in the context of Twitch. I didn't really think about it like that. Until someone said, "Oh, you must have networked really well. You've made a lot of friends with people," and I was like, "Oh yeah, actually I have." But because it just, I like finding people. Like me, I like your channel. I like seeing a nice person making good content and is entertaining to watch. There are people like Toby. He's a great laugh. He's also a fellow Asperger's person like me. But the Asperger's aside from the point, makes good content. It makes me laugh. I don't promote other people to my channel,
We're just
and
gonna
I don't
finish that there. You just don't
people.
promote people.
I don't promote people. Bugger off, bugger off. No, it's I don't promote people that I don't watch and don't enjoy because I wouldn't ask people if they didn't watch and enjoy me to do the same. I think it would be wrong. So for that reason, finding so many like-minded people is really such a blessing. So I don't really know where I was going with this. It was more just a thank you for being you,
Aw,
Tarkov Tactical. There we go. I was going to call you Tarkov Tickle then.
that's what I'll change my name to. I think it is.
Tarkov Tickle.
I'm genuinely trying to think. There's a couple people. We've had this discussion before. Where did we meet? Did we meet in the Tarkov Discord, or did we randomly meet on stream? Because if it's in the Tarkov Discord, it's either you and a couple other people, or you mainly, is the reason I changed my name. There's a couple
I can't even
people.
remember if we met on Tarkov or not.
Because there was a server that I used to be in. I don't know. I swear I used to be in it. It was the Tarkov hub. Maybe
yeah,
not.
the
Maybe
massive
I didn't used
one.
to. Yeah. And
I'm-
there used to be like 6 people, 6 to 10 people that would just like main the game out and be in the servers, in the chat. Am I thinking of that? But like anyway,
No,
people
no,
used
you're
to
thinking
just
of the right
call,
place.
people used to just call me Tactical, because it's short for the tactical game. It was easier. I was like, that just sounds like a better name, Tactical. I'll just scrap on the 2 letters TV. Completely ignorant, not thinking, oh yeah, Tactical TV is also TTV. Where do I stream? Twitch TV. That's not confusing.
I
But
like it.
oh no, genuinely, I was thinking the other day at work, as you know, I cut chips.
Very well.
Very
Of
well.
course.
Yes, I'll have to bring some up one day. I was just cutting chips and I just daydreamed because I'm just bored out of my mind for 2 hours. Like I accidentally came up with thinking of a brand point of view, I accidentally came up with the best name possible, because the amount of times I'm just in a game and people are like, you stream? I'm like, yes. Because apparently Tactical TV is a very content creator name. I didn't mean to
See
do that. It was just
it
was just me
looks like
shortening
branding.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just
Not in
it
a
was
bad
just-
way, of course. I think it's a great name. So actually, I did have a bit of a hissy fit at you when you first were going to change it. I was like, you can't change it. The tactical, stop. You can't do it. That's
I've got a
probably
question. Where did Keps come from? I've never asked you this.
To be honest, I still don't really know. I liked. I used to trade usernames on different games.
Okay.
So when games would come out, I would basically make hundreds, if not thousands, of accounts for the games with like one-word names. Because on Xbox, one-letter usernames sell for upwards of like $50,000 and things like that. So I got into it, started doing it.
Oh.
Always wanted a short word. Could never get one. So I just thought, fuck it, I'll come up with something. And I don't know, Kep's just kind of stuck. It's the bastard underscore has been the bane of my life for months. I hate that underscore in my name, or I hated the underscore. But now I am so emotionally attached to that. Even if the twitch.tv/Keps does ever become available, which I do still check regularly,
Hmm.
I'm not sure if I would change it.
That's
It's just
fair.
become part of it. Um, so
Yeah, I've never actually thought about why. Is it your name? I don't even know your name if I'm not wrong. Well, it's Caps, obviously.
it's not Phil.
It's Phil. Hey, Phil.
That's not Phil. No.
Is it Dave?
Ben. Okay. Oh, hi, David Smith here. Forgot about that. Oh god.
It's fucking classic, man. It's yeah, Caps. I've never once thought, I wonder where that's come from. Because it's one of those unique names that it just works. It doesn't need a background. It's you just think, oh, okay, that's their name.
Yeah, I don't really know what it came from. I just wanted a short name. I like the letter K. That's kind of it. Like K's
Fair.
a solid letter in my opinion.
It
felt
is.
wrong not to use it. I don't know why I like the letter so much, but
It's a cool
yeah,
looking letter.
that's kind of there's not really much to it, to be honest. But yeah, like Toby says here, don't forget the underscore after the caps. I managed to accidentally mark it that, and
Oh,
now I love the underscore. So
your name also works perfectly for the emotes because unfortunately mine is Tactic 1 and then the logo. Sorry, the
mine does
emote
fit
name.
exactly.
Yours is
Yeah.
just Keps and then the emote name. I'm like, why do I have to have the 1? Who in their right mind nicked Tactic? Who's nicked Tactical? The dicks.
Do check if you ever want to change it. I mean, this
I
is
don't
how I
think
managed
you
to get
can,
really expensive
unfortunately.
usernames to sell. I check their profiles of usernames I want, and if they ever become available, I snatch them up like they're hotcakes.
Ideal.
Just sent you a picture
I've
of the
seen that.
original
I've
Keps.
seen
Oh
that
yeah, there we go.
everywhere. I
That's
remember that.
that's where it came from the first time I did pick the name.
That is beautiful.
Counter-Strike Global Offensive Days. Yeah.
Oh, why do I remember that so fondly with you? That
Well,
can't have been where
used to
we
play
met, could it?
Counter-Strike. Yeah, that's what I was thinking before. I'm sure we have had this conversation. I think we met not in Q, or we might have met in Q.
Maybe.
But we
Oh
used to
my
play on
god.
CS. I know that for sure.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
how we first used to play together. We've only played Tarkov a couple of times.
maybe it was then. Holy shit, maybe we literally met on Counter-Strike. Would
Can
that
you
be
check how
around
long
the...
you've had friends on Steam?
We are friends on... we should be friends on
Yeah,
Steam.
can you check how long we've been friends? Is that possible?
I will check quickly. I'm now
Fine then.
curious. This is a nice little walk down memory lane, everybody. Because I remember your original streams before you dedicated your life to work, and left us all.
Well, that was a while ago, yeah. I mean, these were only, I think 3 or 4, maybe
'Cause
5. Way back when, yeah.
yeah, no, that's going back some time. You got a knife? Oh, fuck off.
Who?
You
I've
had a
spent
knife.
Yeah, I've spent a shit ton of money on Steam. I think it's 1,600 I've spent on in-game microtransactions in Counter-Strike.
I don't want to find out how much mine is, but I'll check in a
Yeah.
moment.
That's about how much I've spent just in microtransactions and not in sort of trading websites and things. I've absolutely not even a penny to show for it, or maybe about £7, which is
I've had one knife and that was an £80 worth knife. I literally got the shittest knife out of a fucking box. I was so disappointed. Oh, Pog, I've almost hit 200 karma on Twitter. On Reddit, Twitter. Yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
It's...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you can. I don't know what I was going to say.
Just fleeting comment, Reddit karma. I had a Reddit account and I didn't even know for a long, long time, and then I used it recently just to log back in and check on what was going on. It's gone up to 2,000 karma, and I was like, what? So one post had just completely blown up that I'd been a part of. Got onto the front page and everything, and I was sat there like, yeah, 2,000 karma, sweet, nice. Never even used this account. So if you want an account with 2,000 karma, you can have it for a £5.
Oh, not bad. Wow, I'm just looking at my... I don't want to look at my account. So... Yeah, no, I've been like literally, I went from 90. No, I went from like 80 karma today to 198 because I posted a couple images I edited. I'll
Nice.
send them because why not? I'm a self-promoting git. But like this is where my whole grasp of Battlefield came because I've just been doing shit like this for the last couple of days. But fam, like, oh, there we go.
I can't find out how to check how long
We've been friends for
but I'm sure it was
558
yes.
days.
Oh, right,
So,
okay.
2 years. Not even that long, really? Like just under 2 years.
Really?
What the fuck?
Surely it's longer than that.
According to this, we've only been friends for 500.
Oh, here's how we can check then if I met you on Twitch or on Steam. If you, in your chat, click on my name, it should say how long I've been following you for. I know the subscriber date is different because there's that period where I stopped.
Oh yeah. I will check. Right. I know I said this before, but is there anything you'd like to talk about? Because it's not all about me, unfortunately.
Unless you've got a winning lottery ticket for me or a couple £1 million or a way for me to
Maybe?
become a world famous lazy person, just literally just not being paid to do nothing, then no, not too sure. Games wise and things, the only interest was, are you going to play New World? Didn't quite go over it so much. You know, your girlfriend will, if she plays it, you might, but
Money is my only issue. I would,
yeah,
I might, like, I don't even know if I should say that. No, I was going to just say how much money I casually just have spare, but it's not much. I'm just a poor. I've got 70 quid spare, so I could get it, but I don't know. I want to, but at the same time, again, Battlefield beta comes out next week, so that's my like. I've taken the day off on Thursday, so I'm going to be streaming the entire day. It's going to be one of my first streams longer than 6 hours, which I'm super hyped about. And it obviously comes out in November, so maybe I might get it. You know, when the beta finishes, I might get it and then play it until the beta comes out. Sorry, until the game comes out in November. But I think it's one of those games I do need someone to play it with because I don't know. Because it is just a vibe game. I don't know. I'm 50-50 about it because it looks like a lot of fun. It is one of those games that I love. I haven't had an MMO I haven't played in a while. I really want to play Valheim again, and that just looks like a good excuse to play a game like Valheim, but stream it. And not get bored by myself.
On Valheim, let me know if you are going to play it. I would like to learn how to play it. A friend of mine bought it for me ages and ages back, and we just never got around to playing. Then lost touch.
I'll be up for like genuinely. If you want to play it, I'll be more than. I don't know how to play it, so it would be a good learning curve for the both of us.
Oh, cool! Yeah. I mean, I haven't touched it at all. I think I've still got it behind.
I played it for a little bit. Also, you followed me since the 8th of May 2019. So we've been friends on Steam and followed each other for around the same amount of time. So that doesn't
Gonna call
help.
Counter-Strike, then yeah. It's got to have been that.
Like,
well, maybe not, but
that is.
I can't believe it's only that short of a time. It feels like sort of a month on a level, but also
2020 really
years.
made it feel longer. I don't believe we met in 2019. It's my problem. I swear we met loads before. Like, legit, I don't.
In February of 2019.
I just don't believe that. I'm not gonna lie. It's mental.
That could make sense. I'm sure I was watching you on stream when I was at university, which was during that time period. But I can't remember if I had been watching you before then or not.
Because there's something I want to say, but I don't know if you want me saying it. Is my problem. Is about one of your old jobs.
Right. Oh yeah.
That I specifically remember. I remember you used to work at a because you used to tell funny stories about it. You used to work at a it's not a phone place, but like you did like broadband or something like that, and you had to deal with people's issues.
To be fair, that was much more recently. I've only just stopped doing that one.
Okay. Maybe it wasn't because like I think the reason this makes it so difficult is because I remember you streaming a couple years ago when you used to have that green and black overlay. You used to have your more or less your office in the background. It looked like you used to have like a lamp and a flower in the background. And then when you got your green screen, that's when you really like you went. That's when you really took off when you got your green screen. And your channel has it's gone up. Like I remember 4 months ago, you were at 50 followers. You're currently at now like 700. Your channel is. I think that's why it doesn't feel like it should. That's why it feels like it should be longer, to me at least, because
No, I know what you mean.
You. At least I remember you when you were that little infant with a nice beard, and I specifically remember what you wearing a jumper most of the time. And now you have a green screen, which I'm 50-50 about getting, to be completely honest. I really want a green screen, but at the same time, I've just bought a new lens for my camera, so it's like, what do I do?
Yeah, to be honest, I bought the green screen just because I don't even know why I bought it. I just wanted one, and I had an excuse to use it, and I was like, fuck it, let's get a green screen. But
Is your setup the same as it used to be, or did you completely move it all around? Because the green screen completely hides that now.
yeah, it's no, it's yeah, I did completely move it. It's in the same part of my room. I've just kind of reversed it, so turned it around. The wall that used to be in the back of all my camera clips is now in front of me. Then the green screen is where the camera used to be on my old clips.
Right.
Way
Okay.
back when.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I'm really not capitalizing on the space in this room. I've kind of tucked myself into the little corner that is this little corner of this room with all my voice cracks.
Oh no.
I've tucked myself into a little cozy corner, but it's very, very hot. I should probably change it around at some point.
It's in a good spot in my opinion. At least it works. I would say like the only problem being, no, your channel works. I don't want to fix what's not broken. Is yeah.
Oh well, any feedback and opinion is
Or no,
always
like
welcome.
the only thing is your lighting can be inconsistent at night. Like when it's daytime, you got the sunlight coming, your green screen works perfectly. It's when it comes at night, it can go a bit.
Oh, my lighting's a
finicky.
piece of
But that's
shit. I hate
because
it.
I'm a perfectionist. So if like I'm constantly, my biggest problem on Twitch is consistency. I try the stream as much as I can, and I really wish I could do longer streams like Justin or you. That's one thing I've always been debating is, can I? Because
Can you physically or just find the time to do it?
find the time, because like that's one
Right.
thing I think that's really helped you and Justin is putting the time and effort into, like anything in life. If you put the time and effort into it, you will get something out of it. And so you streaming 8 to 9 hours a day. Actually, no, you consistently do like 17-hour streams, I swear. That really helps you because you'll find, people are coming in from all over the place as well.
Yeah, it's
And that's one thing I really want to do, but it's like, can I find the time, if anything? Like, that's what I'm looking forward to doing on Thursday.
Yeah, the one of the things for me is it's come right at the streaming for me has come at a time where I just so happen to fall into a place where I could afford to not be working full time. I live with my parents. They've agreed to, given the growth I've had so far, to sort of help me in that respect and not charge me so much to live at home. It's not like they charge me like a fortune or anything. It's just to get some, financial responsibility and to contribute to surviving and paying bills and stuff. But they've kind of let me pull back on that. But without having the freedom of not working full time, I don't honestly know how I would be able to. This wouldn't be viable. And I feel it's a bit unfair that I've had to. I've got that privileged situation, which is why I try not to forget it. And I remind people in my chat sometimes and say, look, I'm fortunate enough to be in this position where I don't have to worry too much about other things. So again, why I feel unfair, and for the same reason I said about giving people the opportunity to boost their channel, with finance if they can. It gives them the stepping stone that they might not otherwise be able to have.
You're getting to that point where you have that power. As mentioned, I genuinely believe you could easily get to a K way before Christmas. I could easily see it happening next month. Like you're consistently going up, which is always wonderful to see. You know, I typically go into your stream and I'm just like, okay, well, he's gone up 20 followers, sorry. I'll check in the next day, he's gone up another 20. I'm like, right, let me just make a nice graph here. By 2025 he's going to have 4 million, sort of like ordeal. Like it is wonderful to see what people can do on Twitch, and that it's not like, I think a lot of people make it out to be this, like, there is luck, there is an aspect of luck to it, but there is also just people know what they're doing and they can make it happen. You know, it doesn't matter where you are, you can make it happen no matter what, which is fantastic. In general, you know what, it's like even watching Justin is fascinating, because he's someone I came across through you, but I came into his channel as a complete nobody. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know anything about him, but it seems I've been more educated by him from Top Shagger and you than me actually watching his stream, because I'm shit when it comes to just watching people. I'll sit there, and I typically do this a lot now. I'll sit there and just watch that stream, but, you know, interesting myself in, I don't know, making more pointless overlays for my channel, because I go through like 6 overlays a day, which is my problem. I've currently changed my overlay again for the second time this month on my main channel. Not good.
I think it looks nice. It looks nice.
Oh, like, it's different. I've made it more themed to Battlefield, which is just me. But like, yeah, that's one thing I'm always a problem is consistency. That's what you do really well. That's what Justin does really well, is consistency. You know, you're there consistently streaming, having fun, and doing what you love. And that's what, like, I don't know why. I used to get a shit ton of people come into my stream and ask me, I say a shit ton. I used to have like 2 people that weren't my parents come into my stream and ask me, how do you get famous? I don't know why they're asking me, but I used to tell them 2 things, and that's consistency and networking. Because in my opinion, those are the 2 most important things when it comes to making a stream. I also said, never do it as a job. It's a hobby until you're making money.
Yeah.
Because if you try and go out at this rate and try and make a living off it, unless you have the chance, like yourself, which is if you've admitted it, you're lucky to have that chance. It's going to be a very painful way to make money. It's actually, this is a good point. I kind of changing the topic, but the whole localization of subscribers, I think, was wonderful from Twitch. I love it. It makes it cheaper for the majority of people. However, the fact that UK subscribers pay £3 now, for £3 or £4, I can't remember, means the streamer himself, especially his affiliates, we get a smaller cut. So
yeah, there was I was a bit concerned about that, more just because, well, like you say, if you look at it as a job, when you're the kind of level we are, the kind of size we're at, it's just painful. You're sat there going, I could be making more money, I don't know, digging holes in the ground or something, whatever, it's not a viable way to make money for the large majority of people. So I was kind of thinking, actually, not that side of it, but are Twitch doing us over? Are they taking more money off us? Which I wouldn't be happy about, because it's Amazon.
That's true. I think.
But,
oh, sorry, Karen.
There's quite an interesting article which gives the breakdown on it. They've said they'll support content creators and gradually they'll cover the costs. So we'll essentially have the full amount of the subscription for the first quarter of the year, and the second quarter they'll decrease it a little bit. So hopefully in that time, this sort of increase you'd see in subscriber count would offset the amount of money you'd be losing in a respect, and therefore make it more accessible for people. In theory, whether or not that actually plays out, I don't know. But
I think that was them. I think this is also them testing, because obviously whole September finished well, made subscriptions cheaper. I think this is them testing to see if it's viable for them to change the price cut for affiliates and partners, so they still get a decent, like we still get a decent amount from subscribers. Twitch take a little bit less. I think that was just them testing to see if that was a viable way for them to do it. Obviously it is, because they make more than enough money on the 1% of streamers. The top 10 streamers alone probably make Twitch enough money compared to us.
absolutely.
So it's not like they can't do it, it's just they won't do it. But you know, as a viewer standpoint, it's amazing what they've done. I'm loving what they're doing. Twitch are really doing it. I argued this point, and obviously this may be a bit big-headed of me, because I'm not at that position, so I can't say shit. But in my opinion, if you're at a point where you're making just enough money off subscribers that this whole localization could potentially later down the line, when they stop, you know, helping you pay, sorry, when Twitch stop helping, you know, paying what you lose. If you're at that point, then you're living a volatile life, because if you're living just off subscriptions, that is such a volatile earning. It could change literally the next day, and you could earn quite literally quarter of what you had the month previous. If you're at a point where you're making a living off Twitch, you should also look at different aspects like merch, YouTube videos, TikToks, donations, cheers and all that. Like, you should. I feel like living just off living off subscriptions is a very volatile and risky way of living life. You might as it's like living on a lake of ice, but you don't know how thick the ice is.
No, completely. That's fair enough to say.
So, like, again, I'm sounding big-headed because I'm not at that point, and obviously there's people that can't do half of that stuff because of the country they live in, or they just don't want to, I guess. But I saw a lot of people arguing when they were doing the localization of, oh, I'm not going to get enough money. Well, you know, you're at a point where you've got an audience. Think of other ways, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's an iffy one, really, just because, like you say, there are so many ways you can make a living out of through having the platform like Twitch. You know, you could set up a Patreon and do additional paid-for content or whatever, or even if you wanted to, you could have an OnlyFans. You know, that just as an example. I'm not saying I'm going to do that, nor would I don't think I would pay for yours in honesty, bud. But
I appreciate it.
OnlyFans. You never know. Depends.
I did say when I was going to dye my hair purple, I'd dye my pubes and make an OnlyFans to prove it, but I never did that.
Okay, I'd totally pay for that then. Yeah, that would be funny. No, but you know, there are so many ways you can make money out of this, and people do forget it is a business. I very much struggle with looking at it like a business, even though the reality is I'd like to make a living off this at some point in the future, if it's, you know, God willing, it works out. I really struggle with it, and particularly looking at that living off subscribers kind of thing. I can't do it morally. I always really struggle to even advertise using Prime subscriptions. That's why I've got Kepslave to do it in the chat.
I feel like the whole moral thing there just doesn't work when you've got Kepslave.
No, I should have thought about that.
I'm kidding, but yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Know what you mean, yeah. It's at the end of the day, the people that subscribe to you and the people that follow your channel are always the ones who want to see you thrive and they want to support you. Therefore, I hate to feel, even if I'm not necessarily, like I am exploiting them. Even asking for subscribers sometimes, or people to gift sub because it's September, I feel like I'm exploiting them. I feel like I'm abusing them for money, even if they wouldn't even think that. I wonder if maybe I'm just oversensitive to it, or do you share any kind of feelings like that at all? I don't really know how to describe it without sounding like I'm either evil or overly soppy, but
it's part of the job, isn't it? Something I heard once, something I saw on Twitter once was Twitch streamers are just beggars, but with extra steps. Let's be honest, we are. But no, in all honesty, it's your job. If you look at it that way, or not. Like, some people like if you want to make, like, again, it's all personal. Personally, I wouldn't mind doing it, but the reason I'm struggling to have an answer is because, in all honesty, I have on average 3 viewers. I barely hit the 5 viewer mark, 6 viewer mark. So, and it's always the exact same people coming in. So it's not like I can say, well, can you gift a sub to nobody that exists 4 times for me, please? Most of my viewers that come in are subbed already. So it's not a case of me needing to ask, because they already do it out of their own politeness. If I got to a point where I had a chance of being able to grow my channel, I probably wouldn't feel too bad. I've always, back in the day, I always had that struggle of, as you said, asking for subs and feeling bad that I don't want people to donate. You know, I always felt really bad when someone donated money, especially if it was a friend. Um, but again, it's out of their own politeness. I'm not telling them to do it. I'm not making them do it. In fact, if I ask them to do it, that's just me being, you know, just doing what I'm enjoying. And if people want to donate, they don't have to. If they want to sub, they don't have to. It's out of their pure kindness. It's a hard one because, yeah, it's mentioned I haven't had the chance in recent years or in recent times, sorry, to really have people come in and me, you know, request to for me to need to ask. No, I don't know how to word it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think
haven't had
ask
the
is probably the
chance.
wrong term. I shouldn't have phrased ask
No,
because
but
you know,
yeah.
no one ever really does ask. I think that would be probably
It's just
if we were
you.
sat there going, subscribe, subscribe, please subscribe. That would be weird. But
It's you advertising your channel, and that's nothing wrong. I've always said that self-advertisement, because there's this kind of taboo on Twitch where people are like, don't self-advertise, don't self-promote. In my opinion, self-promotion is completely fine as long as it's not in the same domain. And the example I use, which completely overcomplicates it, but the example I use, and I'll use it again, is my dad used to be a self-employed gardener. How would he get his name out there? He would go to the shop and, you know, ask if he could put his business cards in the window, or a business poster up in the window, or he would talk to friends, or he would go to a school and say, can I put some posters around to say this is what I do? But he would never go to another self-employed gardener and say to the customer that that person is doing work for, I could have done it better, or I could have done that faster. You don't do it in your. The same goes for Twitch or YouTube. If you're a Twitch streamer, go on Reddit, go on Tumblr, go on Twitter, self-promote all you fucking like. It's your job. How else are you going to get your name out there? You wouldn't go into someone else's stream and say, well, I could have done that better, or I'm a funnier gamer, or whatnot. You don't ever do that because it's disrespectful. And I think that's one thing small streamers have struggled with is just self-promotion and doing it in the right way. Spamming is not how you do it. You don't just spam your link everywhere. It's a case of just making friends with people and understanding, well, you know, if you want to stream with me, a good example of this is I recently been tweeting a lot more, and there's a user by Tactical Torbus, who's a lovely guy, and I messaged him asking if he wanted to do some content soon, especially with Battlefield coming up, and he said, you know, maybe. He didn't say specifically yes, but he said maybe, and I was like, cool, that's a chance to network there. When Battlefield comes out, maybe we could do some content together, maybe we can stream together. That's another user base I can get a chance to potentially bring to my channel. I would love to collab. I do want to collab more often. I've just always had that struggle of I'm just an introvert, so I don't speak a lot to people. So if someone's like, hey, do you want to stream with me? I'm like, yeah, maybe.
I mean, I know what you mean. I've had that experience before. I mean, it's contrary to what you might think, given what I'm like on my streams, and me shouting and screaming and talking about myself and still wicked bad, whatever. Like, when it comes to me actually playing with a group of people, I don't know if you've ever been around if I've done a duo stream with someone else or something. I can be incredibly quiet. I don't know how to react. And I think for a lot of people on Twitch, that is a sort of common problem. So don't feel like you're alone on that one, because, like I say, I certainly do it, despite how loud I can be by myself. So just to pick up on what you said about the sort of self-promotion stuff,
Yeah.
that whole taboo kind of how do you self-promote, what's the right way to do it and things, there's this really weird the whole etiquette of this kind of thing is something that really frustrates me, and I don't understand, partially because for me, like I say, I wouldn't personally promote someone I don't know, because I feel it would be unfair to do it. If I didn't watch them, I'd feel wrong in suggesting someone else does, because I couldn't confirm they were a good way to spend their time or anything like that. But on a level, if someone wants to self-promote my channel, I couldn't give a toss. You go for it. You do what you want. I don't mind. I'm all about it because it helps other people grow. Trying to sort of allow that for other people when a lot of people are very het up. They don't like to think, oh, this is my channel, you can't talk about you in it. Because I don't share those feelings, I find it really difficult to understand sometimes how people are so reserved and unwilling to share and advertise other people and talk about it. A couple of streamers I've had engagements with where I'm very open about who they are and like saying, "Oh, this is a great person," whatever. But they would never share that same response, even if I know full well we get on or something. I don't know where to go with this one here.
And I actually completely agree with you. Like, it's like there are places like especially Reddit where you're not allowed to self promote. However, if you ask a mod, you can get permission to do so. I think that's fine in chat. If like if it's especially if it's someone you've been watching for a while, if you want to ask if you can promote, if they say no, respect that. If you then go and if you disrespect that and start then linking your channel, that's when you're kind of going over the line. But if they say yeah, that's fine. As you said, you're just trying to help them out. You're being kind if it's someone or someone that comes into your chat occasionally. Fine, self promotion is fine. I think people just have that sort of taboo of like, it is an unspoken Twitch rule that you should never one of the biggest examples I see used is people say in a stream, "Oh, it's cool seeing you. I'm just gonna go off and stream now." People say that you shouldn't do that, and I can understand that. However, if you're associated with the channel, or you're good friends with them, or you're just a common you're a regular, I think that's fine. But that's a personal opinion. I wouldn't say go and do that in some random person stream because they may think completely different. It is a rule that you should just be. You should be open with the person. If you know me, cool. You can promote in my channel. If you go into someone else's channel and then start promoting and they get annoyed at you, well, just respect that. Say sorry, and you go, "Well, sorry. Yeah, I understand. I made the mistake. How are you doing?" And then carry on just as you would normally. If you're literally going around to different channels just trying to promote, I think that's a little.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's
disrespectful. Because you have no meaning to try and make a friendship or a network there. You're just literally trying to just get your name out to people. Yeah, networking I think is just a huge thing people underestimate.
Yeah, it's.
You were going to say sorry?
Just it's a huge thing, but it's also exactly how do you do it? Because one thing for someone else, so the way I would allow someone to promote my channel might be a completely polar opposite thing to what someone else would allow in theirs. It's trying to get that balance right can be really difficult. How do I put this? I don't have to say this without causing offence now, but
no, go right
not
ahead.
to you, but
I'm offended already.
I be offended, boy. No, it's because I'm very much about just being like I do what I do because I enjoy it. I like talking to people. I like pissing about on the internet because I like being myself and I like having people enjoy that. It's great. Feeds my narcissism. Either way, I hate to feel used for it. So if someone was going to come into my channel and go, "Oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. Hey guys, I'm a streamer, blah blah blah," because I've said it's okay, go for it. Yeah, I've got some people who'll pop in before they start streaming and just say lurk. And I'm like, oh, cool. And it's only just before they start streaming, just before they start. Suddenly they go live. And I'm just thinking the only reason they've come in is not because we're friends or anything or because I support them. It is just purely because they've recognised that's a space where they can subtly kind of advertise. It feels malicious to me. I don't know if maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it really, really frustrates me because it's something that I wouldn't like to do to other people.
Yeah.
The sneakiness of it, it feels like people are being cheeky. I really don't like it. Have you ever had it when I've got a friend or a couple of friends, I won't name names, who are partner level, and they'll come in and they'll say lurk. And I'm just thinking, you're doing this big, you've got this partner tag and you're saying lurk, someone's just going to click on your channel and come and watch it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mind what people do with their time. If anything, I would rather they would be watching someone they were having fun in the channel with, even if it's not my content, because I wouldn't want to waste my own time watching a channel I didn't enjoy. It just feels sneaky. I don't know how to describe it. I hate that kind of like. It feels like you're trying to be subtly malicious in a way, even if it's not really malicious at all.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. Like,
Chancey's comment, yeah. When people pop up in chat, and only really talk about what they're doing lately on Twitch. That's kind of what I mean, really. Someone could pop up and say what they're talking about on Twitch, and then if they stay and have a big long conversation elsewise, it feels fine. It just feels normal. Particularly when you're in a world of being friends with other content creators, that's part and parcel.
Hmm.
They're going to come in and they're going to talk about their stream because, well, what else they're going to talk about? That's what they do. But when they're only doing that, it feels like they're just trying to make use of the fact you have a platform, and it really.
Like,
I don't know how best to describe it.
no, I completely understand what you mean, and coming from a great example of that, being from your side, a good friend of mine from college, I did media for 2 years, 2 years back now, and one of my good friends, he's got 70k subscribers on YouTube. He's doing really well for himself on there. And I was in a couple of his videos. I did one where I built a PC with him because he's not too tech savvy. He's enough that he knows what he's doing. He's great with a camera. He knows how to edit. He's fucking phenomenal at it. He has 70k subscribers, for fuck's sake. But I did a video of him, and you know, I didn't want to. The one thing I've always worried about is I didn't want to feel like I didn't want him to feel like I was trying to get off his back. And try and get some of his user base onto mine. That was the one thing I was always worried about, especially when I was on his channel. But I always felt a little bit odd because he never, like when I did that video, I expected at least like a link to my channel in his description, or at least a mention about what I do. I don't know if that's just me being big-headed, but like I thought that was polite for him to do. I never got that. But again, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to feel like I'm trying to get off his back.
No, I know what you mean. That's
like-
the feeling I get with this kind of stuff is
Yeah.
someone's trying to get, do the same. And I'm sure they don't want to feel like they're trying to, take from you or anything like that. But that is essentially what they are doing. Now, if you could have an open conversation about it and just be like, say, if you'd had that conversation with this bloke beforehand and said, oh, I'm going to be part of this, you would kind of feel like, oh, maybe he'd shout me out because you're contributing to his content. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's him. It's like a business deal or anything like that. It doesn't need to be that. It's just being nice.
Yeah,
I'm
it
sure
is.
your intention is not, I'm going to steal all his viewers. Ha ha ha! Me, I'm Tactical TV, tactically stealing your viewers. But it's just that's what you would expect.
Yeah, he
No,
makes
but it's
YouTube videos.
networking.
I stream. We have two completely different aspects. It's not like his entire viewer base is going to come to mine because we're not going to have the same interest. But I still love him. I support what he does. He's a great lad, and I keep him up. Brett Buttons, if anybody wants to check him out, he's a top lad. He does a lot of car videos now, really well on for himself, and still good friends with him. Now I am very well known on this podcast for changing topics quite drastically with the smoothest transitions. So, Keps, we all know that you love music. Did you buy your headset for a specific reason, or did you just buy it because you knew it was a good headset?
I googled best headset, not gaming headset. Are gaming headsets really actually good? And then I was like, no, gaming headsets are a waste of money. Then I googled best headset for gaming, but not gaming headset, and then I got these.
Okay, interesting. I was genuinely curious because I recently got some Bear Dynamics DT990s. I know you've got the 770s, if I'm not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember this, but Top Shaggy came into your channel and asked
She
you.
did, yeah. She did, yeah.
I was streaming because I was discussing this with her. So she casually helped me out there. I was just curious if you bought them because they are studio standards when it comes to music mixing and clean sound. I was just curious if you bought them because you are into music, or did you just look up best headset?
Yeah, no, I looked up best headset that wasn't a gaming headset for gaming because I knew full well that realistically gaming headsets are a scam. It's like buying specifically a gaming keyboard from a lot of companies. Actually, that you could probably get a much better keyboard by buying one that's not advertised as a gaming one. You add the gaming tag, it costs more money. You get RGB lights for your room. They might cost 50 quid. You get RGB gaming lights for your room, they cost 60 quid. It's the way it goes. So, but because I am into doing music stuff, I did think actually these may prove to be helpful in the long run. I've not really. I've strayed from music a little bit. I'm looking at my keyboard now as I say this, but
Always, I heard
what's the
you. There was I think it was your stream either yesterday or the day before. Rich did something and someone clipped it. He made a really weird sound, and you were like, "Shall I make a song out of this?" And I was like, "Kebs makes music. I can't wait to hear some of these banging tunes."
yeah, I it's the same reason I started photo editing actually. It was basically just to take the piss.
Oh, fair.
So photo editing I started because in year 8, our ICT teacher, Mr. Martin, proper weird little gentleman, he's a very strange person, showed us how to edit out the background of a photo using the lasso tool.
Oh, right.
He used a selfie he'd taken in his bathroom though, so I then spent every ICT lesson from then until year 11 editing him onto different things. That's literally why I started graphics. And the same with music was, actually, it's funny you say never going to give you up. I wanted to change it to a friend of mine going, woo, but it's making some weird noise. I can't remember what it was. But that's why I started editing music, then started doing music production. And I just kind of stopped, really. I'll see if I can find the Rick Astley version of that, because it is a
Beautiful song.
Rick Nasty. Sorry to recall it. But yeah, no, I love music. I like making music. But more normally, I play more instruments than actually music production.
Oh, what instruments do you play?
So, I mean, piano, hence the keyboard.
Ah.
Guitar, bass, drums. I can just about play the harmonica. I'm also very proud to be a player of the Jew harp, or the dual harp, as it's now formerly known.
I think if we can get Rich to play an instrument and we can all get popular enough on Twitch, we need to form a band. Just like a
Totally.
Twitch band.
I don't think Rich actually plays any instruments at all.
He can play the bass then.
He can drink pints, or
That's true.
Yeah, but you can play the bass. Yeah.
They just
None of those
stand there, don't they?
musical instruments I can play very well, for that matter. I'm sort of a jack of all trades. I can do them all
Enough.
mediocrely. Yeah, just enough to pretend at a party that I'm cool. So I play Wonderwall on a guitar.
You know, you saying that, I genuinely can't think of why I got into graphics. Like that image I sent you, that's one of my most proud moments, my proud images I've done recently. And I genuinely can't give you a reason to why I got into graphics. I just, like looking at that, I started with a blank canvas, I put that character in it, and I just felt amazing. It just felt like you know, actually coming up with something from nothing just felt wonderful. That's one thing I love about, like, I'm a creative guy. I love building stuff, and I've always loved like DT. I loved DT in school. My school was wonderful. There was only 4 of us in DT for a whole GCSE year, which was just legendary because we did shit all for most of the lessons.
Nice.
Actually saying that, like, one of the things I love about media, and I've said this many times before, one of my favourite things about media is we had the excuse to say, Miss, we're going to go and film and then spend 2 hours in the spoons. We never did that, as far as as far as you guys are aware. But
No, of course.
but like I did enjoy it. I look back on college now, and I wish I put more effort into it because I did enjoy it, but I just didn't have that motivation to really do it. Same with school. I didn't really have the motivation, and I still struggle with motivation. Motivation is my biggest killer at the moment, which is fun. I don't know if anybody else struggles with motivation, but it's a killer these
That's
days.
been the bane of my life, dude.
Yeah.
Finding out I had ADHD and then starting to medicate for it and do therapy to kind of help to understand how to think normally, perhaps, and motivate myself to do things was a massive change for me in my life. Because again, just like you, motivation is an absolute bitch. If I'm not finding some direct enjoyment out of it, or I can't see the direct result that could come of it, can't do it. Absolutely can't. It's a killer, and I feel really sorry for anyone else like yourself that does deal with that issue, because deal with that issue. My voice cracks regularly, but it's debilitating at times.
Oh no, I'm not even gonna say that. I had a story, but it's not. I don't want to. I don't know. It's a funny story, but at the same time, it's got like I've always had. No, I'll let you finish first, and then I'll say it.
No, it's all cool. You go for it. I was pretty much finished then.
I've always had this taboo of like I've always struggled talking about autism, in any sense, be it to friends, family, or just random people. I've always just found it a struggle because I don't know why. It's just always in my life, especially when it comes to being brought up in school, it was always avoided. Especially back in the day, it was kind of just never really mentioned. And so that's always stuck with me. But like one of my favorite moments. This is like the thing is it's sad, but it's funny in my mind. But it kind of just goes into that sort of motivational thing. But like nobody feel bad about this. It's a funny story, I promise. But in college, I want to say my second year of being there, as I was there for 3 years. Give me a minute. No, my first year of being there. So it was when I was doing IT. Unfortunately, the beginning of 2017, I unfortunately lost my mum. And so I was going through some hard times in college, and someone I was friends with, no, my teacher, in fact, mentioned that I should go and see the, I can't remember what she was called, but like the lady, the psychiatrist or whatever, I don't know, someone to go and speak to in student.
It's like CAMS at college.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, someone to go and speak to once a week in the student support area. That's what it's called. And so I did that for like 6 weeks. Didn't really help. I remember my favorite thing about that was I did it a second time because a friend emailed them and said, I'm worried about this kid, me. And I had to do it a couple times. I gave up after the second week because she proceeded to put me into this religious lady who didn't wear socks and had sandals on. And it really put me off. I'm not kidding you. Like, she came into the room once and I just saw her toes. I was like, nope, I've had enough. I'm not coming back. It wasn't that she had no socks on. It was just she didn't have nice toes.
Oh, fair enough. I'm
So
valid.
I was just like disgusted by it. Anyway, like I was talking to this lady because of it was just trying to help with grief and making sure I was all right, because schools and fucking colleges starting, they have to make sure your mental health's all right, because I don't know, it makes them more money, I guess. And so I was doing this for I think 6 weeks. I can't remember. It's irrelevant. Anyway, the last week we did it was the last week of term, so it was going into the summer holiday. Yeah, it must have been 6 weeks then. And the last one we did, she literally just looked at me, and we were just talking about it and grief and all that. And she looked at me and went, "If you don't feel any better, go and talk to the doctor during summer holiday." And I was like, okay. And then she just literally just got closer to me and went, "By the way, I think you may be autistic." I'm like, "Thank you very much. That's really helped with my grief." Like, it was just completely out of the blue. And
What? Yeah, but that's,
yeah,
I wasn't really
it
expecting that to come out of that.
She didn't at all mention it once. She just randomly said it on the last lesson before summer and didn't give me any context to it. She just said that. I'm like, you're trying to help. Your whole job here is to try and help me overcome grief, overcome the passing of a parent, and you tell me I may have a disorder. That helps. Thank you. Or at least the way she worded it made me feel like it was a disorder. And I was just like,
Oh, no, it is. It's I found out I was autistic when I was relatively recently, despite thinking I was for years. It is a disorder, or not disorder per se, wrong term, but
yeah,
sorry,
it's like I can't remember what the actual term would be. Like, is it a mental health? No.
technically it's a syndrome, just because you're born with it, but
Oh, is that what that means? I learn new things every day. I didn't know that.
yeah, I don't know what you technically
I need to
cover it
Google that.
as.
Is syndrome something you're
Because
born with?
it's called autistic spectrum disorder, and then there's so many different parts to it, which is why it's a spectrum, the different colours of it. You could be could just be mildly autistic and have a little bit of difficulty in social situations, which is often where Asperger's is sort of falls along that line of. Syndrome is often used to describe things where you're born with, I believe.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think it's technically that. I'm no doctor. I'm just an idiot on the internet. But
Yeah, none of us are professionals here. Yeah, no, it was just something that really just threw me back, like especially during college, and I was just like it just stuck with me because it was during a time when I met someone that I was interested in. I specifically remember the bus ride home because someone fell down the stairs, which was fucking the funniest thing I've ever seen. It was a double-decker bus for context. But yeah, I was just like, is she professionally trained or is she just someone there? It really just threw me off that time, and it doesn't affect me these days as much as I think it should. I've always I don't know. I fail to admit anything to myself is my biggest problem. Which I think is the whole motivational issue. It's just like I can't be asked, but it's probably because I don't want to put the blame on something. It's always been my excuses. I've never wanted to put the blame on something.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's something, I think people need to overcome that. Also, fucking, I'm sorry. I've just realised you put in chat skin flute. Why?
Sorry, Rick.
I'm just off topic, but I just saw that in the corner of my eye.
You sure you're not ADHD as well? But no, join the club, man. That's no Rumble. But when we're talking about Rich playing instruments, like Rich can play my flute. I just said he's the skin flute master. Oh god. Oh lord.
But no, yeah, that was just a funny story. Like, oh man, we got double-decker buses down here, as most of the UK does, and again, going off topic, but like, I just remember that day it was raining, and it was a carer, and it was someone with Down syndrome. She was going down the stairs, but timed it just poorly, where the bus driver had to move forward a little bit because he stopped a bit early.
Oh no.
I shouldn't laugh at this because it's not funny. And she got on the stairs, and as the driver drove forward a little bit, she slipped and fell down the entire staircase and made a sound I can't recreate, but it was a sound. And it was.
Don't feel
funny.
bad for laughing about it. It's one of those things where you know, irrespective of who she was or whether she had Down syndrome or not, it's those kind of things that you're like, even if I shouldn't laugh at their misfortune, it was a funny thing to experience. Don't feel bad about saying that.
Talking about someone falling down the stairs, my friend from college, another one of my friends from college, fell down the stairs, broke her nose, and she sued the bus company and won.
No way.
Yeah.
I can kind of see that, to be fair. It might be one of those cases of my sister worked in Debenhams in Exeter, and they used to basically, if people would come in with clothes that were clearly not even from Debenhams or like 4 years old, they would just accept a return and give them a refund because like it was easier in the grand scheme of things to just not put up the fight. I guess for a bus company, just paying out, just going, well, it could be our fault. If it is our fault, we'll get in loads of shit.
I worked at Primark for a year. It was the exact same there. Like you rarely argued over like the only ones we argued were underwear, because like why would we want to take underwear back? But man, it was flipping ridiculous. Some of the stuff people did in Primark. But no, I love this person. She's wonderful. Again, she was a lovely member of the class. She was genuinely one of the best actually in the class. She not only sued the bus company, but she sued her grandma because her dog attacked her and won. And I'm like, is this just a person that just sues if there's a slight... Like, I'm not going to go anywhere near her. If I slightly hit her, is she going to sue me? Like, I think she almost sued the college for something that the lecturer did. I'm so certain that almost happened. It worries me there's people out there that will just sue because fuck it, why not? They can. Yeah, no, that was, man, Debenhams. I haven't been to a Debenhams in years. As mentioned, I used to work in a Primark. The best thing that happened in Primark would have been we had a customer come in. Actually, before I get into the story, quick question: have you worked in retail before? Looks like I'm by myself. I'll carry on with my Primark story anyway. What was I saying? Fuck. Yeah, there was a customer that came in. I think I've told this story before because of
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I don't know if I felt like I just annoyed you at some point, or you just gone to get a
Oh,
drink.
no, sorry. I missed you on bus.
Bus. Okay, so
Bus company. Sorry, Primark. There we go.
I'll just restyle the story quickly. The one up that girl, she's lovely, love her to bits. She's wonderful. She sued her grandma because her dog attacked her. and scarred her face, and she won that case. And I was worried for like a good year in college that if I ever touched her, she might sue me. So I just avoided her.
Oh, well, understandably.
But
If
no,
she can sue her own grand, that's
yeah. But like we always
Ugh.
asked her, why would you do that? And she's like, well, if you sue someone, it doesn't come out of their money. I'm like, I know, but still.
Yeah, it's I had this conversation with a friend of mine actually. He rides a motorbike and he was pulling out of a road on the way to work one time
Yeah.
and this little old lady smashed into him. Now, it was kind of the lady's fault in a sense. She should have really paid attention, but also, wet rainy day, he was pretty much fine in the grand scheme of things, just like bruised his arm and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Damaged the bike a little bit, but not like unusable. He then took her to a small claims court and sued the pants off her. Got like $5,000. Problem is, even though it didn't come out of this woman's like her bank balance directly, it came out of her insurance. She then had to. Her premiums would have been affected, still have gone up through the roof. Won't have any no claims discount, things like that. It's potentially cost her a lot more money in the grand scheme of things than that actual amount for the incident. And I said to him, I was like, dude, like, not gonna lie, have you not really thought about that? And he's like, yeah, I mean, I don't care. Like, it's got me a couple of grand. Now, I can understand that. A couple of grand would be great. But actually, to potentially do someone over for that much money, in the grand scheme of things, just for a couple of grand, to do that to your own gran.
It is mental. It is genuinely mental. Sorry, I just got some great news. I'm in a club. I'm in a chat on WhatsApp called Fat Fighters. No, it's not. That's what I wanted to be called. It's called Fat Club. I think Fat Fighters is a better name. It's one of my favourite Little Britain's sketches. Anyway, we've got a fat club. It's at our work. I work in a chippy, so we're all trying to lose weight, obviously, and not eat the chips. And I found out this month I'm the winner. I lost the most weight this month, Pog. So they're going to give me a cake. I'll take it. Like,
You're joking.
nah. Like,
Well done, you've lost the most weight.
here's a
It's
cake. Well, the thing is, I have chips every day, and I still managed to lose 8 pounds this week. This
no,
month,
good on.
sorry. Admittedly,
They give you a cake.
yeah, I'll gain it in one cake. Genuine, I love that. I fucking love my work sometimes.
To be fair, the other night, I said to Dad, he was going to the shop. I said, like, I really can't be bothered to go to the garage myself. So if you're going to Tesco, do you reckon you could get me some energy drinks? And he said, well, yeah, but I know you've been streaming stupid hours at the moment, so I'll only get you these energy drinks if you promise to go to sleep tonight. I was kind of sat there like going, so in the same way of you trying to, like, you've done the best at losing weight, here's a cake. If you promise to go to bed, I'll buy you some caffeinated drinks to make it even harder to sleep. And I was sat there like, okay, I'll take that, Dad, yeah.
Yeah.
I did go to sleep in the end.
I love how connected your dad is with you and your streaming. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of have to be because I'm stomping around upstairs above them.
Fair.
But it's I think they're a little bit concerned at first that it was just an excuse for me to doss about in my room and play video games, which to a degree I think that is what a lot of the people assume, and they're not wrong to a degree. But now they understand and see what I'm.
Now they
kinda
see the
doing with it,
dosh
so-
you're getting, yeah.
Yeah, the dosh. Yeah, I wish.
Oh.
The potential for dosh anyway, should it come about.
Oh, that's something I was describing to my dad, is the fact that Twitch streaming, it is one of the hardest jobs to get into, but there is no limit to how much you can earn. Or at least there is a theoretical limit, but there is technically no limit to how much you could earn a month.
Yeah.
The limit is the population on Earth.
But even then,
Theoretically.
all accounts, yeah, more. I know what you mean though. It's very much a case of. Well, I think, like you say, the more you put in, the more you will receive out of it.
Yeah,
You've got to
it's-
have the luck of the draw as well, and the right circumstances, and all this, that, as well. It's a big boiling pot of different things that will contribute to it.
And a lot of people get luck, but it does take time. As mentioned, I think I started the year on about 200 followers, and maybe even less than that. No, yeah, I started the year on 200 followers. I've gained 100, and so like maybe even close to 200. I'm actually getting close to 400 now. And like, even though it's not that much of a big difference, it's I will keep streaming as a hobby. It's something I love doing. Content creation. I make videos all the time. I'm trying to, at least. It's something I love to do, and it's you know, I'd love it to be a job. It would be one of my dream jobs. I've got 2 dream jobs. I've got a couple dream jobs. Realistically, one of my dream jobs is sales, even though people hate sales for some reason. I can understand it.
Sales?
They are
Yeah,
literally
no.
the devil, but
It's good money.
realistically, I would love to do sales. But like, if I could do my dream job, it would either be this, musician, or comedian, or actor, I guess. But like this, I love playing music. I'm a drummer. I fucking love listening to music and playing music. It's something I really want to get back into. And I would love to do comedy. I just never. There's no real good opportunities down where I live to do it. So
Yeah.
it's something like that. I guess doing this has also helped. You know, trying to be funny. I work better off people. I think people can tell that is like I think of stuff quickly. I can think of stuff quickly and make people laugh off it. That's why I don't. That's why I think I work better streaming with people than by myself. So I just need a network. I just need a network. I'm hoping, as mentioned, this thing with Twitter, I'm hoping Battlefield might help me out with it. Just finding people to stream with. It's keeping consistent. I stream like 6 games a week, and it's like, as much as I prefer being variety, because variety allows you to do whatever you want. Having that one community, like playing Tarkov, you know, you have that tight knit community. You know who you're playing with. You know who you're talking to. It's ideal. But like I think you may have found it like trying to go to a different game. You may not have those same people coming in. You know,
It's a real concern for a lot of people I know. I've found through just playing other games out of interest, actually, that thankfully in my case so far, because I'm not known as the best Tarkov player on the planet, I've built up a community of people who come in because they enjoy just messing about. So it means that when we've gone through other games, thankfully it has been okay. I think you've got that on your side too. You know, the community you have support you because they think you're great and they enjoy watching you. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to say that without sounding big-headed myself and saying they enjoy me and then making it sound like I'm trying to nosh you off or whatever. But they enjoy watching you. That's what they like about it.
one of the things is, and again, it's more seen in bigger people, but it happens to everybody. Is there are viewers that just watch you for the game and not you.
Yeah.
And that's where variety, I think, benefits, is because most of those people are there for you, not the game. But yeah, you seem to have done really well with that. Like when you were, so I can't remember who it was. I think it was Weird said you were playing. You were playing at some point.
Oh yeah, Weird came in and joined us for Jackbox. And he
Jackbox,
said
that's it.
It's got it.
Yeah, it seems like all of my viewers. Actually, it seems like all of my viewers go to your channel. I wonder why. I don't. It's not like I don't promote you every other day. Legit, like you'll just start streaming. I'm like, oh, Keps is streaming. Right, I'm gonna go for dinner. You go and all watch Keps while I have my dinner.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What else am I gonna do? Just watch my clips? No, I prefer to send people over to places where someone is doing something while I have my my broccoli. It's all I've got left on my plate for my dinner at the moment.
Oh, you got the broccoli left.
Yeah, I'm one of those weird people. I don't like fruit. I don't like fruit cooked. No, I don't like my veg cooked or boiled. I prefer it raw. I don't know.
Raw broccoli?
Yeah, I fucking love raw broccoli.
I've never had broccoli raw before. I was going to say broccoli's my favourite vegetable, but I don't know about raw.
Okay.
Raw.
Radish is my
XD.
favorite vegetable.
Radish?
Yes, but I know I think I know why, and I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently what food your mum craves when she's pregnant with you is typically a food you enjoy a lot, and apparently my mum craved radishes when she was pregnant.
She was
with
a
me.
cereal radish enjoyer.
Yeah, so that might be why I like radish oddly enough. Like I love raw radish, fucking love it.
So radish is like the smally onion type thing.
It's the small little red.
I'm thinking of shallots.
Yeah. It's a small
Radish.
little red. I'll send you an image
Yeah.
quickly.
No, sorry, I know what you mean. I don't really eat radishes often, so I can't. I'm trying to think like place the flavour. It's been a long, long time since I've had a radish.
Yeah, no, yeah. I haven't had them for a long time. I'm an unhealthy eater. Again, literally the only reason I won this weight loss is because I was ill, so I didn't eat for a solid week. Um, which is good, I guess. Uh, it's not my fault. I'm ill.
It's fair enough.
Yeah, no, weight loss has always been a big thing for me. It was my parents' wedding this year, so we all set goals. All of us set goals. At the beginning of the
I
year.
remember you saying, yeah.
And so mine was 15 stone. I started the year at 18 stone and 6 pounds, and I'm currently 15 stone on the dot. So I hit my goal a little bit after the wedding, but I hit my goal, and so my new goal is like 13 stone next year. And you know,
Really? I didn't think.
well,
You don't.
I'm 6'4",
Okay.
so I'm tall, so I'm heavy no matter what.
That makes more sense. I was going to say 15 stone at
Small
my
flex.
height would mean would look, much larger. But I guess actually,
Yeah.
you can't really be that overweight then. I don't know how much the average 6'4" person weighs because it's
I
so
don't
far
know.
off my little minuscule midget height.
The thing I'm going off is my belly. If I can get rid of my belly, I'm happy. So like it's not really weight. I think 13 stone's a good point, but like I'm gonna start hitting the gym soon with my sister, and so if I can get rid of my belly, and if it means I don't lose any more weight, hey ho, as long as I can get myself a bit more thinner, I'm fine with that. I've lost a lot on my chin, which is what people notice, and that's happy. Still can't grow a beard for shit. Like
Yeah, same.
I can't even grow a mustache. I'm jealous by some of the people. Agent 8 can grow an absolutely beautiful beard, and I'm
Oh,
jealous of that.
me too.
Like I am a prepubescent boy still. I look like I'm a 17-year-old. I've never been. I'm only ever asked for my ID when I'm with people. Never by myself. I am still so proud of myself for that.
I've been ID'd since shaving my moustache off by the person who has served me with my moustache for months on end.
Okay.
I've gone from looking like potentially what some people have said in stream as a 40-year-old man to now a child. So I feel you on the facial hair stuff. I wish I could grow a beard. The moustache was a lot of work and a lot of time.
That must have been sad to go then.
I mean, it was for dying children, so it was fair enough. But I'd like to shave it.
Okay. For my mind went to you killed a bunch of children, but no. You raised a bunch of money for dying children, which is you've done a lot of charity stuff in the past.
Just killed a bunch of children. That would have been a much more interesting story. Great
Hit a new
promotion.
goal. Cut them, shave my beard.
Yeah, no, that's not quite what we did. Didn't shave any lives. I just shaved my moustache.
Actually, this is going back a couple months, like maybe a year. You used to do a lot of stuff with that group, didn't you? That charity streaming group. Are you still doing stuff with them?
No,
Or did
not
that
per
kind of
se. It's,
disband?
yeah, they were a group of people I work with.
That was it, yes.
At BT. I kind of.
Small
It's a
flex.
bit of a frustrating situation like that. Yeah, internet service provider. Got friends. No. It was a bit of a strange thing. They said they were doing it at work, and I just thought, oh, bugger it, I'll get involved, because why not? Then it turned out I didn't have the game downloaded, or I didn't fully download that they were all going to play, so I just streamed by myself. It's the same kind of feeling I had here, I think, when you did your stream with your friend, or you're in the YouTube video. I raised probably half of the money we got for that stream by myself,
decent.
and I was really pleased with myself, thinking, oh, we've done all this for charity, we've had so many people contribute, that's really wonderful. Just kind of got no mention of it afterwards. I was just kind of there like, that's a bit sucky. But it's more than anything, we don't speak, we don't have a cause to speak. I didn't really know many of them in the first place. One of them is a moderator in my channel, but again, I don't speak to him much either. They're all console players too, so they're
Peasants.
all peasants. No, they're all great. It's just that I don't do console gaming.
Yeah, that's fair.
Cross-platform with console, as we've discussed, can be a very, very painful situation sometimes.
No, definitely. Yeah, no, it's yeah. I just remember that was like you've done a lot of charity stuff, and it's amazing what you've done. How much you've raised and all that. So, congratulations on that, and
Thank you very much.
you're using your powers, as we shall say, for good, in many different ways. But you know, we hit the 2 hour mark easily. I didn't expect that, to be completely honest. It's just flown by.
Smashed it, yeah.
So I think we shall wrap this up. Is there any last things you'd like to say? I always do this, just to annoy people.
Yeah, if you're out there and you're feeling down, don't be sad. Be wicked and bad.
I fucking love that. And is there anything you'd like to promote?
Yeah, so if you're on Twitch and you're just looking for some fantastic content, you're probably already in the right place. So just check out twitch.tv/tactical TV. Nice one.
And you know, I have to do the same to you. Tactical, yes. Go to Tactical TV. No, go to is it twitch.tv / is it Keps _?
Oh yeah.
I do.
Don't forget the underscore that's after caps. There we go.
Check him out, or just watch my channel. I always go and lead you to him. He's an absolute mad lad, as he calls himself. He's fucking brilliant. But no, it has been an absolute pleasure today. Thank you very, very much. It's a dream
thank you for
come
having me.
true.
Dude, I've been wanting to hopefully make it onto here for years. So thank you.
It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you. And yeah, we normally do this. These podcasts are always a week early for subscribers. So if you're not in the Discord and you are subscribed, do join the Discord. Check that out. The links are all in the panels, and we do have commands for those, as well as a bunch of my videos. They always come out a week early. So yeah, I don't know. I do really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And as always, we'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra. You can say bye if you want.
Oh, bye. Bye. Oh, like you're doing a natural outro. I didn't want to ruin it. Bye.